So guys, welcome. This is group 4. So we'll start off with the questions that are that the PowerPoint, sorry, point of view questions.
Yeah.
Do you guys have any any comments on those?
Opening it now.
So I'll start with the first one. Like one of the discussion we have to talk about is how would we describe the POV, point of view? Is it typical or atypical? So what I read is they use second person narrative techniques.
Okay.
It makes it possible for purpose that the author's point of view is atypical. So the evidence that I found for that is the techniques is the frequent application of you and your. It, it, it make easier for the audience to understand the message and the intent receive of the message. So that's what I got for that. Um, what else? You guys have any thoughts on that?
Sorry, I might be having like noises in the background, but I agree with you on that the POV is in like a second person point of view, and it's atypical because like the structure is different from regular readings.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree too.
When I was reading it, it almost seems like she's, I don't know. I agree that it is a second person point of view, but as I was reading it, it's almost as if she's talking to herself, kind of like she's repeating what she's been constantly reminded of. It's like, when your mom tells you to do something and just in a mocking way, you kind of repeat your mom's orders to yourself. It's kind of like, that's what I'm getting when I read this.
So it's also a first person as well, right?
Yeah, it can. Yeah, I believe it can be. Because when I'm reading it, it's like, oh, I gotta wash the white clothes on Monday, put them on the stone heap, wash the color clothes on Tuesday. So she's basically in a serious, but for me, in the way I see it, kind of like a mocking way. She's just like irritated, frustrated that she has to do all this stuff, and she's just saying it to herself now. So yeah, I believe it can be a first person and a second person point of view.
Okay.
So one thing I have an idea of is when I was reading the story, I feel like it could be said by a different person talking to her instead. Like, so it doesn't have to be all from her mother. It can also be from other people that's telling her what to do.
Yeah.
Ah, okay. Yeah, okay.
I see that.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah, so like on the part where it's like in the house, it could be from the mother, it could be from, I don't know, like siblings or stuff. And then when it's outside, it could be from friends or other teachers and families.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Oh, guys, I just want to let you know that I'm doing our Word document on every point we're doing, so I can put it in
Okay.
the analysis.
Okay. For since I'm documenting our progress on the assignment, since we talked a lot about this project on WhatsApp,
Yeah.
would it be best if I export it as a text file, or do you guys want me to copy and paste it onto like Word and just put like group 4 discussion?
Well, it's up to you. If whatever works best with you, I guess.
Okay. All right. I'll just do
As long as it's a record.
Okay. All right. Cool. So shall we move on to the next question, or we're still gonna talk about
Yeah, sure.
Okay. The next question is what does that POV say about the story about Kincaid's intended meaning? All right. So what do you guys think? For me, she's always trying to say that just by looking at the title, is that her as a woman has to do a lot of chores, basically a lot of household chores, just being constantly ordered left and right to do things. It doesn't look like she's having any fun. She's being told how to act, how to behave when in the presence of another person.
Yeah.
And the point that kind of hit me is whoever the narrator is, she mentions the word slut numerous times. And as the story nears its conclusion, the mentioning of slut gets worse. Like, in this way, they won't recognize immediately the slut I have warned you against becoming. And then near the end, I think she makes mention of it again near the end. But anyway, she whoever's warning the narrator is telling her not to become other than a woman whose sole duty is just to do chores.
Mm-hmm.
What do you guys think?
Yeah, there was a whole lot of sluts in the story, and it was just getting to the point where it's very, very noticeable, not hiding out at all. It's like the entire story is about a little girl venting out every single thing that has problems
Mhm.
with every single part of her day. And this is like literally a list of rules that she has to do. And it has to be put up by someone she really does not stand.
It's almost as if they gave her these chores to keep her from becoming a troublemaker, basically.
The mother like continually emphasize her or like her daughter that whoever her daughter that what society expects of her as a girl. And
Yeah.
just you know,
Yeah.
her.
So like, sorry.
Yeah, go ahead. No problem.
Go for it.
So like, it looks like to me like as like the whole story is like explaining how as she grows older and older, like the things telling her becomes more specific and like starts using like more harsh words instead.
Ah, didn't even notice that.
That's what I think, because from the beginning it's only just telling her like simply like just wash the clothes, how to dry, like, and all of those kind of like easy words. But as it gets to the end, they started using like words like slut and stuff like that, and then telling them about how to greet if you have a guest, how you're supposed to greet them. So it gives me like an idea of how as she grows older, like the things that she have to do becomes more serious and more like real life.
Okay. Yeah, I can see that. It goes from like near the middle. It goes from don't squat down to play marbles, and then as you said, as it nears its conclusion, it says this is how to bully a man, this is how a man bullies you, this is how to love a man. So the perspective does change.
Yeah, that's what I.
Yeah, okay, I see what you're saying. Uh, before continue, guys, there's a line that here I don't quite understand it. It says, it's near the ending. This is how to make a good medicine to throw away a child before it even becomes a child. That sounds kind of suspicious to me. What do you guys think that line means?
Basically almost like abortion to me.
Yeah, that's the first thing that I thought. Hmm.
Yeah, that's what I think.
Okay, all right. I'm not the only one. Okay. Oh, yeah. Um. So is that it for that question?
Yeah, we can move on to the next.
Okay.
If anybody has more to add on.
Alice, what was the part that you talked about? I'm putting in right now.
Oh, so I'm saying how the stories makes me think it's like a experience of her growing older. So like from the beginning, it talks about how like she was a kid doing just like house chores, and like it says on the part where it says like to don't squat down, play with marble. As she gets older, it becomes having to knowing the way how to set a table for an important guest, and then goes eventually to the ending where it says talking about how sorry, let me just look for that part. This is how to bully a man, and like this is how a man bullies you, this is how to love a man. So as she grows older, like it just becomes more real life and becomes more reality. The words gets more harsh.
Okay, thanks.
No problem.
Okay. Now, for the last question, it's what effect does it seem to have on our reading or interpretation of the story?
Uh, I don't think it really affected my interpretation of the story because it really is just a little girl trying screaming out all of her anger and frustrations on all the things that make her mad.
Yeah.
And I think that's basically it, this entire story. A little girl that is very angry and doing and telling the reader of how bad her life is with all these rules stacked on her.
Yeah, actually I agree with you. It's my interpretation of the story is exactly that. She suffered as a kid, and as she's growing older, the rules and the etiquette she has to follow seems to get even worse. So yeah, I still think that this little girl who grew up to be an adult has had to struggle her entire life.
Yeah, I agree with you.
Yeah, I agree with you guys also.
Yes. I do not want to be this little girl.
Definitely not.
So harsh on her. I feel bad for her.
Yeah, for real. All right. Okay.
So I see in number 5, it says conduct your analysis, but it says that the analysis is different from our response to the questions that we just answered.
Like your central idea about
So do each of us?
And I'm kind of confused about that.
Yeah, it doesn't mention if each of us has to. It says when your analysis is all done, you should have the following. Does it say to record our analysis besides the one Ethan is doing?
Yeah, that's what I'm doing.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. And number 6, record presentation of analysis must use PowerPoint or related software and write presentation analysis. Lord.
Oh, I'm doing the written version, and so the documentation and the video coding and video recording. We're doing the video recording. It's the documentation part. I don't understand. Hold on.
Yeah, so yeah, we have the video recording what we're doing right now. Then I want to make a copy of our group discussion on WhatsApp. So written version of your team's analysis. Ethan is doing that. So I'm kind of confused on what number 6 is asking for. And then we have a paragraph to do tomorrow.
So individually.
So
Individually, yeah.
okay. This can't. So this can't be it. This has to be more, right? This was a little too easy.
Yeah, we have to talk more about the analysis. We need to make more. So like we can start with number 5, I guess.
Okay.
Okay.
So, okay. So what is the central idea of this entire story, do you think?
Mhm. Main central.
I guess for me, what I wrote down that the mother sees it to fit the examined sexuality of her pre-adolescent daughter. Um, I guess the act is the mother's act is to fuel by fear of her daughter engaging in opposing or her gender orientation activities.
Can you repeat that? I couldn't barely hear any of it.
Uh, so for me, the mother sees it to fit the examined sexuality of to her daughter to her pre-adolescent daughter,
Okay.
and I think the mother is fueling her by fear of uh, I guess fueled by her fear for of her daughter engaging in opposing her gender orientation activities.
Oh, so what you're saying is she's trying to scare the daughter into
Yeah,
behaving how a woman should act.
like
Ah,
to the like I think she's just preparing her daughter to enter the real world.
Okay. So she's telling her, as a woman, these are the kind of things you're expected to do.
Yes.
That's sad.
Actually, I'm surprised you were able to see that before, see that because it's basically the same answer we had for for the last couple of answers because it's blatantly clear that the main character is very stressed out on all these rules placed on her, and I think it really is the answer to our question, and that it is the main idea of the story. And I don't think there really is anything else that could be described of it.
Okay, I agree. Yeah, it's very obvious what's going on.
Yeah, so I agree with what you guys said. The central idea is basically how as the little girl grows up, the things that her mother or other people are telling her to do.
Okay. All right. So what I'm kind of confused also is each of us. So everything we have, our documentation of our discussion, this video presentation, and Ethan's analysis, is just one person turning it in, or are we all getting are we all turning it in separately?
It's
I think we just turn it in once together because he made a group
yes, yes. He made a group.
in the discussion forum.
Okay, gotcha. So if one person turns it in, we'll all see it.
We have like 10 minutes. It's we have like 10 minutes left.
Okay.
Okay, so let's move on.
Relevant support that makes use of details in the text and explanations. Oh, so the point of view, what is it again?
We would say it will be first or second person.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then I think we need to give evidence from the text to explain our analysis.
So the one for second person narrative, he uses you and your. That's one of my evidence as a atypical point of view. Mm.
The text for the first person could be the part where she was saying but I don't see Anna on Sundays at all and never in Sunday school.
Yeah, that's yeah.
What was the what did you say? What was the text point, Alice?
The part where she talks about the Sunday school, the one that's
I don't.
basically I think there's two parts where the text is the part talking about Sunday school, singing at Sunday school, and the part where she says, "But what if the baker won't let me feel the bread?" It's like she's talking to herself and having that idea.
Thanks. You, so what about the second person point of view, or did we just fill it in?
Oh, so the evidence for second person techniques is the frequent application of you and your.
Okay,
She used a lot of you and your. It makes it easier for like us to understand the message and intended receipt of the message.
got it. Is this it?
Is that it? That,
Oh my God, this was easy.
I think
Was this
we
easy?
That was
Yep.
it.
Yeah, it seemed pretty
Oh my
simple.
God.
Remaining, we got 2 minutes. So is there any other comments you guys want to add before the timer runs out?
You guys see my
Go ahead.
you guys see my timer or no?
Yeah, remaining time 1:58.
Yeah, I see the countdown.
Yeah, okay.
We're good.
I guess we're okay.
Okay.
So just like discuss more in the WhatsApp and finish our analysis, the written one.
Yeah. Yeah, we can talk about it more through WhatsApp. So when do you guys want to turn this stuff in?
Well, it is due tomorrow, but I'm going to send the Word document on WhatsApp. Just give me some time to clear up some stuff. All right.
All right.
Okay. So I'll go ahead and write our role on the forum.
Okay. And I'll put our record of discussion on WhatsApp for you guys to review, see if there's any discussions that we can remove or just leave it in.
Also, can you guys? Oh, go ahead,
sorry.
Alice.
No,
Alice?
I'm just saying okay.
So what I'm going to send the Word document on WhatsApp. So would you guys look at it for a little while and see if I missed anything?
Okay.
Sure.
Right.
Okay.
Okay. So, oh God, 60. We got 60 minutes, 60 seconds. 60 seconds. Anyone else? Is that it?
Yeah.
Yep, that's it for me.
PowerPoint. Do I create a PowerPoint or?
What does this say? The PowerPoint.
Number 6 on the prompt.
Record must be take.
Who's doing that? Who's the PowerPoint thing?
I don't know who does the PowerPoint. Is it the presentation, presenter or?
I think so.
Okay.
Record presentation of analysis